Hello, and welcome to our Charter School Innovation Series on Season 2 of the Get Schools on Public Education podcast. I'm your host, Brittany Baker. And remember, charter schools are free, public, and open to all. Imagine walking into a school building and being so moved, you think to yourself, is this school like this every day? This school leader you're about to hear from says he gets this question quite often, and the answer is yes.
This is how our school operates. Our students are vibrant, they're energetic, they're fun. Our staff, is very outspoken. They're engaging, and so you get a very warm vibe and good energy when you walk into the building.
Dr. Wayne Jones is the CEO of Penn Charter School of Entrepreneurship, a K-8 public school in Pennsylvania. Not only is the school environment of Penn Hills attractive to parents, but also there is a particularly strong interest for their entrepreneurship program for students. The school focuses on building strong character, academics, relationships, and entrepreneurs for a life of leadership. In addition, entrepreneurial concepts are integrated throughout student learning.
We have over 30 student-owned and operated businesses, and each of those businesses have a real, corporation, individual and business owner who serves as their mentor. And so those individuals will come into the building and they're meeting with our students. And then we also take our students on field trips or field experiences in which they go into their workplaces to see, what they do in real time. That has a profound impact, right, on the students' interest in entrepreneurship, but also their engagement in our school's curriculum and program that we have on a daily basis.
This school has strong support within their community. A community member donated a plot of land and offered it to the school for the students to use for the program. So students planted this seed of goodwill and gave back to this very community by creating a community garden.
And so, we took this land, we hired, we hired a contractor who leveled the land for us, and we built, I think we have 10 to 12 plots that are available. And so now we have residents on the street who are renting plots, and, they can, grab fresh produce as they please. And they're also able to grow more with the help, of our students. And so those are really two cool activities that we have going on, which helps to extend our reach out into the community, really the broader community in the region here in Pittsburgh, to get people more exposed and engaged in what we're doing here in our school.
According to the Pew Research Center, of those businesses who reported their owners' race or ethnicity information, Black-owned businesses made up approximately 3% of all U.S. firms in 2021. And while that number is growing, it's programs like this one that will contribute to the growth of that number in the future.
So nearly 90% of our students identify are Black or African American. We have over 50% of the students who, are considered low income are receiving free and reduced lunches, and 100% of our students are receiving free meals. And so we do know that it's been founded through research, right, that if we can help to develop the students' entrepreneurial mindset and thinking, they can use these skills and this knowledge to change the trajectory of their future and, dispel and break down, stereotypes and rhetoric, right, that's out there in regards to young people who come from, urban environments and communities.
What have some of the students gained from this program? Dr. Jones shared a story with us about a Penn Hills alum named Marvin. While enrolled, Marvin first started selling candy in his locker without permission, which led to some disruptions with students. The staff shut down the operation, and instead of focusing solely on giving Marvin a consequence, they leaned into his entrepreneurial spirit.
We allowed him to sell candy, out of his locker, right, and only his locker in terms of storing it. However, we added some parameters and guidelines around how he could do that. One of them being that he couldn't sell candy during lunch or breakfast, and it only could be sold during snack time and after school or nearing dismissal. In addition to that, a percentage of Marvin's proceeds had to be reinvested into our student government association.
Marvin was able to purchase a DJ for their middle school dance, and today he owns multiple Airbnbs before the age of 21. As teachers and staff pour into their students, this reach is also extended to parents through their adult workshop series, including topics such as first-time home buying, credit repair, how to start a small business, and even a session on being a momager.
We've had so many professionals who've been able to pour in and to educate our parents, right? Therefore, bridging that knowledge gap, right, for our parents in terms of what our students are learning and practicing in an entrepreneurship education school and what they likely don't understand or have been exposed to as a parent, right? And so it's been extremely successful.
Parent involvement is crucial to a student's success. And this next school leader out of Florida intentionally carves out time to get to know her families.
For every student that is walking our building, I know their stories, I know their strengths, I know their weaknesses, I know their graduation track, what we have to do to get there, and I know their parents' stories as well.
Elizabeth Brown is the principal of Ocali Charter High School. The school's core values are community, leadership, empowerment, accountability, and respect. And parents love Principal Brown's one-on-one approach to education and are often particularly interested in their online business incubator program, also known as OBI. OBI is a software paired with the school's curriculum to help students build an online business.
The initial piece of that is so valuable that students don't even really realize that they're learning until they're like, oh, I know that, is the things like communication, how to present a solid resume, even how to apply for a college acceptance or university level acceptance. What does that look like? What are they looking for? Our students going through this OBI project, they come out on the other side with their own individual businesses, but they also come out as polished business leaders. And so it's a twofold approach. First, it's the pragmatic of business math and how do you actually open a business, but then it's also that professional piece and that personal piece on how do you represent that business in a positive way. And if you're the face of your business, what are you bringing to your community?
And that way of thinking permeates through the program. Students think about what problems they can solve and how they can make their environment better. Principal Brown shared a story with us on how one student set out on a quest to create the perfect book bag for students.
So they did a market analysis. They did some surveys on what the most important pieces of a backpack would be and what would your perfect backpack have. Then they researched the materials and the design and the manpower that would go behind creating those. And they were able to do a cost analysis and decide exactly how much the perfect backpack would cost. Then they went back out to our student body and they were able to advertise that backpack and say, this is what it will look like. These are the features of the backpack, and this is the cost. Would you buy it or would you not? And if you wouldn't, why not? And taking that cost analysis, they came back, they redid their prototypes, and then they actually built, using paper bags, pipe cleaners, cups, anything else that they could think of, a prototype of the backpacks, gave it to some test subjects, allowed them to carry the backpacks around school, see what they liked about it, see what they didn't like about it, and then we were able to get one of our business partners to come in and watch their presentations and give them solid business advice on what steps to take next to actually make this a reality.
Charter schools are free, public, and open to all. Regardless of a student's race, social economic background, or religion, programs like these give students the tools to own their futures.
Whether they are going to own their own business someday, or whether they will work for somebody else, or they will be in a field of service such as law enforcement, military, the skills that they learn while trying to build their businesses are skills that are far-reaching. They reach across more than just that program. They reach into the daily existence of being in a professional world and being an adult and being a productive member of our society.
If you're looking to incorporate business learning opportunities into your school's program, both leaders gave the following advice.
So first, I would find a software program to lead and guide because it truly gives you the platform that you need to build those businesses without having to put a lot of out-of-pocket cost for it. But then the best thing I can tell you is to find that teacher, which I was very lucky to do, that is 100% student-focused and business-oriented. So it takes a different type of teacher that has had experience in the business field, that maybe owns their own business that they run on the side, but they still have that passion for dealing with students, working with students, building relationships with students, so you get the best of both worlds.
What I found is that teachers who had experience as an entrepreneur or teaching entrepreneurship, their levels of self-efficacy were higher and more and stronger than teachers who didn't have that background. Therefore, the students that they were teaching, right, there was a reciprocal sort of interaction.
As for the future, both school leaders are looking to expand their programs to reach a greater number of students. And in the fall of 2025, Dr. Jones shared they will open a new charter school called Dominus High School. And if you're looking to support these students at both schools, school leaders are looking for mentors, investors, and speakers, both in person or virtual, to share their stories to continue to inspire students. If you want to follow the great work of these schools, you can find them on X. For Ocali Charter High School, their handle is OCHS_Eagles. And for Penn Hills Charter School of Entrepreneurship, their handle is PHCSE. Thanks for listening to our Charter School Innovation Series on the Get Schooled on Public Education podcast. I'm your host, Brittany Baker, and remember, charter schools are free, public, and open to all.
Produced by Heartcast Media.